Thanks for sticking with us. Well, earlier today, the Senate began their confirmation hearings for Biden's Supreme Court nominee, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Ketanji is expected to be pressed on all sorts of topics over the next couple of days, from affirmative action to voting rights, child pornography sentences, packing the court, and a whole lot more. Now, if you recall, Ketanji has come under fire for a lot of things. Some lawmakers not too thrilled about her past judgments, cases, and political leanings. Take a look. Ketanji Brown Jackson's record is soft on crime. Ketanji Brown Jackson's wearing outdated thinking on child pornography. Supreme Court frontrunner supported Gitmo prisoners. There's several headlines out there about her. Currently, she is a judge on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, which she just got appointed to last year. If confirmed, she will become the first black woman to sit on the highest court in our land. During the Senate hearing earlier today, Senator John Cornyn was one of many senators to press her on her background.
I'm a bit troubled by some of the positions you've taken and arguments that you've made, representing people who have committed terrorist acts against the United States and other dangerous criminals. As someone who has deep respect for the adversarial system of justice, I understand the importance of zealous advocacy. But it appears that sometimes this zealous advocacy has gone beyond the pale. And in some instances, it appears that your advocacy has bled over into your decision-making process as a judge.
So what do we exactly know about this judge? Her past rulings, her political leanings, as I said. For more on that, let's turn to our friend. She's a distinguished senior fellow for constitutional studies at the Texas Public Policy Foundation and also the co-author of the book, Black Eye for America, How Critical Race Theory is Burning Down the House. Welcome back, Dr. Carol Swain. Doc, pleasure to have you back again. How have you been?
I have been great.
So,
and what we do know is that this is not a person who should be appointed to a lifetime position on the U.S. Supreme Court.
That's a bold statement, and I know you can back it up with facts. Why does Dr. Carol Swain and all of her studies, and I know you're dropping an op-ed about this woman, why do you feel she's not the right pick? I mean, let's be real. We know why Joe picked her, but I won't go there. As a white male, I won't say it. So you have the floor.
But she is the preferred candidate of Black Lives Matter, People for the American Way, Demand Justice, and that was the group that sort of pushed Justice Breyer into retirement. And she has spoken favorably about critical race theory. And I consider that as the number one, constitutional issue of our day when it comes to equal protection of all persons. She believes that America is a racist country because she supports critical race theory, and her rulings have been troubling. And at a time when crime is escalating, when we made a mistake with the bail reform, when we released too many criminals out on the streets, we don't need someone who's soft on crime and is not compassionate to victims. Yeah, that's what worries me as well, Carol. I'm looking at, and we've seen this time and time again over the last year under the Biden regime with these, yes, Soros-backed prosecutors and then these weak-kneed judges, repeat offenders getting busted for stuff, L.A., Portland, Chicago, New York, you name it. And they let them right back out on the street, commit another crime. Then they might give them a sentence, but it's lenient, or they let them out early, or whatever. If you get a Supreme Court justice who's easy on criminals, that is going to set one heck of a scary precedent for this country. Because it's bad enough when you've got these higher-up judges and DAs in large cities doing it to dozens, if not hundreds, of criminals, like you just said. But can you imagine if there's a judge on the highest court in the land that believes, well, you know what, maybe because of your economic status or the color of your skin, you don't deserve to get it as much, even though you raped 3 people. We're going to give you a break in the name of equity. Well, the problem is that the black community is suffering, I would say the most, from the out-of-control crime rate.
Right, they are.
And the black community never endorsed defunding the police. In fact, the polls showed that 80% of black people supported more police presence. They were not always happy with the interactions, but they wanted police presence in their neighborhoods. And with Judge Jackson, a person that I hope will never be Justice Jackson, we see that she's the choice of Planned Parenthood. And abortion is one of the leading causes of death of Black people, Black women. About 12% of the population, they're getting 37% of the abortions. And we know that the left likes to put abortion clinics near and in minority communities.
Yes, we know that the good old founder, a white woman and Democrat, started those clinics and put them in Black neighborhoods back in the day on purpose to exterminate Black babies. Let's say it. Let's quit walking around it. That's who started it. That's what they meant to do with it. I'm tired of pansy-footing around it. Real quick before we leave you, I'm sure you want to send some well wishes out. We learned today that Justice Clarence Thomas, the first Black justice to be put on the court by conservatives back in the day, when Joe Biden and the liberals tried to do everything they could to sabotage him, was admitted to the hospital. He's got an infection, but good news, Carol, I don't know if you heard, they're saying that he will recover and should be released soon. So I wanted to give you the final word on any well wishes to Justice Clarence Thomas.
Well, we're certainly praying for him to be totally healed, but also to be protected, because I don't put anything past the left in this country. They are not governed by values and principles the way that people are when they have Judeo-Christian values. There's no evidence they have these values. They can talk about God, but look at how they live their lives.
This is why we love Dr. Carol Swain. She keeps it real on this program. You call it like you see it. Thank you so much. Put the book up before we say goodbye. We can find this book pretty much anywhere. Black Eye for America, Doc?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. As always, God bless you for coming on the program and what you do. Take care.